So hello, welcome. What is the difference between Kabbalah and the Course in Miracles? The Kabbalah describes the process how this world of space-time is created. If you're familiar with the Tree of Life, then it goes like this. In the beginning there is Keta, which is beyond definition, but this is the source of creation. And there is, dimensional speaking, a point. Then the flow of energy of creation goes on the right pillar to Chochmah. And then we have a stripe, we have a line, we have the first dimension. Then it goes to the other side, to the Great Mother, Bina, and Bina creates two dimensions, so it's like a triangle or surface. Then it goes down to Chesed, and we create a cubit, the first creation of real space, three-dimensional space. Then it goes to the other side to Gevura, and the Lord of Time, Saturn, is created, and we have the fifth dimension time, and then we have the whole world, and all this is balanced in Tiferet, the Sun, or the Christ center, the heart center. This is of course an accurate description how space-time appears in our mind, how it's created, and that it will be deconstructed when we go away, when we leave this world, is described in the Book of the Death of Tibet. So it is a construction, it is the attempt of our minds to understand the universe, which is much more fluid than we think. This is described in the movie Down the Rabbit Hole, or What the Bleed Do We Know? And the Course in Miracles does not speak of a real creation. It acknowledges we are here in this world of three dimensions. But we have done it, and it's not created by God. But we have to deal with it. This is, for me, it's very important that we deal with life here and that we're not trying to escape our humanness. And the Kabbalah is very useful for this, and that's why I'm using it as a coaching device. But the Course in Miracles would say that what the Kabbalah also says is that Keta, the source, is right here in Malkut, in the kingdom of this earth. And for the Course in Miracles, therefore there is no need to, there's no pathway to go back to source. We don't have to climb the ladder to go back to heaven, because we are already there. We never left it. It's impossible. So in Kabbalah, the Kabbalah teacher Luria, the lion, the Ari, said there was a withdrawal of God at Tzimtzum in order to make space for this world. Because obviously the laws of this world contradict the laws of God, which are governed by love and connection and oneness. And the Course in Miracles would deny this and said, no, there is no Tzimtzum, there is no withdrawal of God, there is only God, and God is infinite. Otherwise it would not be God. In other words, this never happened. This is the most radical statement you can make. We're living in a dream of a world. Okay, this is described in the Bible as the sleep of Adam before the division in male and female. You can see he never woke up. In the biblical story, he woke up and Jesus was baptized, and he heard a voice from heaven, "This is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased." And this voice does not only speak to Jesus in that moment, but it speaks to all of us. Our story is the story of the prodigal son, but the journey never happened. This is what the Course in Miracles says, and the Kabbalah says, no, this is a real creation. Even it speaks of the fall. So for the Kabbalah there is a contradiction also in theology that says there is a fall, but it's also creation. And the Course in Miracles says, yes, there is a creation of God going on in this world, and this is the beauty, the innocence of nature and of the human spirit. We are still living in God, so therefore God shows up in our world of space-time. This is what's going on. 50% of the world is created by God and the Holy Spirit, and the other 50% are created by the ego, which is designed by projection, hate, separation, and mistrust and fear. So we're believing more in the ego. But when the ego, with all its bad prediction, would be true, we would not be alive anymore. So there is something else going on, and this is grace. So we are still living in grace, and we have to wake up. So the returning home, of course, is a pathway, but in the end, it is like it never happened. Like Osho said, when I woke up, I knew that there is no way to walk, but I had to walk the way in order to find out. Thank you for listening.